also be a massive help if you share this live with a handful of friends. Everybody, I probably did the coolest thing of my life this morning. I can't tell you guys what it was. You guys will learn in around 6 months to a year from now. But when you do learn, I feel like you will all be like, whoa, that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop into the debates for the day. So for everybody tuning in, y'all make sure that we're double tap. Somebody in the comment section, oldest Mimi, just said, I may not be alive, I'm old. Bro, don't say that about yourself. We love you here, coolest Mimi. Anyways, no, I did not get my girlfriend pregnant, you motherfuckers. Oh my god, you guys are, y'all are wildin'. Y'all are wildin'. Okay. All right, listen, for the very first 2,000 people tuning into the live stream, I appreciate y'all so much for being here. Make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen and sharing out this live with a handful of friends. We're going to go ahead and hop right into the debates. So if you're watching and you support Trump, go ahead and hop in that queue. I mean, hey, what's the worst that could happen to you, right? We're just here for some good faith discourse with people that I disagree with politically. So if that's you, you know what to do. Hop in the guest request for me. Spam a little MAGA in the chat. There are 3 rules. I mean, if you've been here before, you know what they are, but I'll repeat them nonetheless. If you are trying to come up on the live stream, first rule, you got to be at least 18 years old. Second rule, you got to be from America. And third rule, you got to support Donald J. Trump as president and be ready and willing to debate. Now, I believe our time on live today is limited, so for that reason, we are going to hold a no horsing around rule where we will be banning everybody that is coming up here intentionally violating the rules. So, excuse me. No trolls, but let's go ahead and hop into those debates. Here we go, everybody. We're going to load up that very first guest of the day, Mr. Chris. Let's get him in here. Here we go, everybody. Welcome in, Chris. How old are you?
Whoa. Okay, yo, I really just requested. I did not mean, I didn't think I was really.
No worries, dude. We'll go ahead and move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded up in the box. If you are in that queue, make sure that means that you're a MAGA. And for the very first 2.5 thousand people joining in, appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Tristan. Do you support Trump?
Whoa, I didn't mean to do this.
Whoa, no worries, dude. All right, everybody, right now, check if you're in the queue. The last 2 people didn't even mean to request, so check if you're in the queue to make sure you're in the right place. But once again, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Jason. Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
All right, how old are you, buddy?
20.
Same age as me, dude. All right, Mr. Jason, why do you support such a treacherous president?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I voted for him on like his social reasons mostly.
Oh, no. What are those reasons, Jason?
His pro-life stance, his immigration, like kicking men out of women's sports.
Okay. All right. Which one do you want to start with?
Oh, that's up to you.
No, it's up to you, dude. Which one?
It's up to me?
Yeah, which one do you want to start with?
You pro-choice?
Of course, I'm pro-choice, Mr. Jason. So you voted for Trump so we could have more restrictions on a woman's right to choose. Why is that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I don't think it would be her right though.
Okay, all right. Why not?
Yeah, because the body inside of her body, it wouldn't be hers, no?
It's not her body.
So why'd she get the
Inside of her
choice?
body. Right, because I don't think that body is valuable and it's infringing upon her bodily autonomy.
Yeah, and that would I would agree with you there if like a woman just woke up pregnant, she has to do something to reach this point.
So what's the argument that it's wrong for her to remove that fetus?
Yeah, because it's a human life and we protect all human life.
Do we protect all human life? I don't know if that's true. We certainly don't
Well, at
protect
least
the
we
human life of
should,
brain
at
dead
least.
patients.
What'd you say?
We certainly don't protect the human life of brain dead patients.
Yeah, I say at least we should protect all human life. When it comes to brain dead patients, I would say they lack future sentience and everything. They're literally done for.
Oh, so you'd argue that we shouldn't protect their lives?
Yeah, you have a value. I guess we should, honestly, but
So which one is it? Should we or should we not? It seems like you're tripping yourself up now, and I've barely said 3 words.
I think we should.
We should. So it should be illegal for doctors to consent to pulling the plug on brain dead patients in the hospital, even if they have their family's consent.
Yeah, I don't think it should be illegal.
You don't think it should be illegal?
I mean, if they
Because
I mean,
now the argument's not making any sense, buddy. Because think about it this way. You're telling me that we should protect all human life. We should protect the life of a fetus just like the life of a brain dead patient, but you don't think it should be illegal for the family member of a brain dead patient to consent to killing that brain dead patient, but it should be illegal to the family member of a fetus consenting to killing that fetus. So, I mean, now we just got a little bit of a word salad and quite the apparent contradiction, sir.
not necessarily, because with a
little
brain
bit.
dead patient, they don't have any future like cognitive functions. They don't have anything that's gonna bring them back here. That's why I say it deserves. I say it deserves value. Like, for example, I can't just go unalive a brain dead patient. I would go to jail, but I mean, that's why it's.
It seems like now you're not truly for all human life as you previously suggested.
Well, of course I am, but when you're looking at brain dead patients,
so then why should it be illegal to kill a fetus, but not illegal to kill a brain dead patient in a hospital by pulling the plug on them with the family's consent?
yeah, a fetus has future sentience. A fetus has future cognitive experiences.
So that's a
brain
qualifier
dead.
that's a qualifier that you use to determine why it's morally wrong to end the life of the fetus.
Well, it's morally wrong to end the life of a fetus because one, it's a human fetus, and two, it does have future capabilities of, being an everyday human.
Of like having sentience in the future. Why does sentience matter to you if you're just pro-human?
No, sentience doesn't matter, but that's what I use to determine what the brain dead patient here.
If sentience is morally irrelevant to you, then it can't be morally relevant insofar as why you think it should be legal to pull the plugs on brain dead patients in the hospital.
Yes, because with brain dead patients, brain dead, they're literally living off of a machine. They cannot do for themselves. They're literally done.
But none of those things are morally relevant to you. You told us that those things don't matter when you're trying to determine the moral wrongness of an action.
Well, they come into play with the brain dead factor.
They come into play with the brain dead patient, so they are morally relevant.
In certain ways of going around it, yeah.
They're only morally relevant sometimes?
Yeah, because, like, for example...
You think that's a logically consistent view? So if you think it's consistent to say that a trait is only morally relevant to determine the wrongness of a killing sometimes, why can't I just say that humanity as a trait is only morally relevant to determine the wrongness of a killing sometimes, and the times where it's not relevant is when it's a fetus? All the Parker Raiders, welcome in.
Yeah, with the fetus, like, literally, it's an innocent child being aborted here.
It's only morally relevant to me sometimes. Being an innocent child is only morally relevant sometimes, just like sentience is only morally relevant to you sometimes.
No, I wouldn't say that's only morally relevant to me sometimes. In the case of a brain dead patient, they are unalive.
They're dead?
Well, yes.
So life support supports death?
Well, when you're on life support, that's the only thing keeping you alive. Your brain is no longer there.
Wait. Is life support the only thing keeping them alive?
Yes.
So they are not dead, they're alive because of the life support.
But they are brain dead.
So they don't have any cognitive function? So therefore it's not the human life you value, it's cognitive function that you value.
It is the human life.
Okay, are they a human life?
Yes.
Okay, so then it should be like murder for a doctor to pull the plug on them with the consent of the family. So why do you think murder should be legal?
Well, murder isn't legal, and I don't think that... Well, it's just different with brain dead patients.
It's just different. Well, I mean, ultimately, if your argument here just reduces back to saying it's just different, I'm just going to say that about the fetus, all of a sudden I have a pro-choice view you cannot overcome.
What do you mean?
Because you're special playing in the context of the brain dead patient. You're just saying that there's something about it that makes it not wrong to kill it, okay? You can't really point that out. Maybe you were talking about cognitive function, but then you said that same attribute wasn't relevant to determining the rightness or wrongness of killing a fetus. And ultimately, I've now just reduced you down to literally saying it's just different, okay? With no further explanation on top of that. So I'm now just going to say the same thing about a fetus. Typically, it is wrong to kill humans. However, when we're referencing fetuses, simply speaking, it's quote-unquote just different. Therefore, I have a completely consistent pro-choice view that is going to be mirroring your view insofar as what you do not think it is wrong to unalive brain-dead patients. If you would contest my view, call it weak, say that it's a special plea without much substance to justify it as being the case, well, that would just all simply be a reflection on your view that you attempted to enact when describing why you don't think it's wrong to kill brain-dead patients.
Yeah, I would say that I do think it would be wrong there, but they don't have any, like, there's really just nothing, like, to keep them alive, really.
Oh, even that sentence was a little incoherent, Jason. How about this? I appreciate you so much for coming up. You know, like, you were talking about, like, future sentience and stuff, so you've definitely done a little bit more research into the topic than most people. I think that's great, and I hope that you continue to do it, man. I 110% advocate for men, especially, that are pro-life, to just sit down and do your research, dude. That is, like, the best thing that you could do for me or anybody in here, especially the women.
Okay.
All right, have a good rest of your day, Mr. Jason. Welcome in, Parker. How you doing?
What's good? What's good? What's good? Been on live for around 2 hours so far. How you doing this lovely morning?
Very nice, dude. I'm doing great. I had a lot of fun this morning, and I was just telling the chat, I can't talk about it publicly at all for like 6 months or so, I was told. But it is so cool. Parker, bro, I got to call you later and tell you.
But I could hear about it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Chad.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Chad. Very unfortunate.
No, I literally want to tell everybody so bad because it is like objectively the coolest fucking thing I've ever done. Like I've had, it was so cool. Anyways, what's going on? F1, do you support Trump?
Oh, but let me just say, I'm so grateful for you and Dean for doing this, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Thank you so much, man. That's very kind of you. That's very kind. We're going to go ahead and load up that next guest, Mozart. Yo, Benjamin, thank you for the first donation of the day with the $2 over on Venmo. Benjamin says you are a PUSSY and a grifter, and you're built like a tree branch. Bro, dude, thank you so much for the $2. So I'm actually going to take that $2. I'm going to multiply it by 10 and donate it to Planned Parenthood. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Mozart. How old are you?
21.
21. Do you support Trump?
I voted for Trump.
Do you support him still?
Yes.
Oh, no, Mozart, why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because the Democrats aren't offering much anything better.
Oh.
I like neither side, but
Oh, okay. All right. Do you think that Trump is better than what the Dems are offering?
yes, particularly to my demographic, the Democrats don't like
What did
my
you say?
demographic.
Your demographic? What is your demographic?
Young white males.
Okay. What am I?
A young white male.
What is Parker?
A young white male.
We're two of the biggest mouthpieces for the online left, especially as it relates for the debate. And in fact, I mean, just off the numbers right now, I'm one of like the largest political pundits for the online left and Gen Z on the internet. So I don't think that the left doesn't like young white men. I just think that, you know, rational people don't like beliefs that are typically held by young white men, especially those that are ignorant to their own privilege or ignorant to fact. Now, I understand your perspective because I've been there before myself. When I was 16, I likely thought just like you did. But when I opened my eyes and I invited and accepted an education on systems of oppression and ways in which people in this country are harmed that don't look like you or me, I then very quickly and promptly shifted my view. I know on the surface level, somebody like yourself, Mozart, will hear that phrase, system of oppression, and you'll be like, what is this liberal shit? But it is very, 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 very real. Imagine you were born female, imagine you were born black, imagine you were born in possession of a characteristic in which is true of marginalized groups in this country, you would have been treated differently, and those differences would have been obvious. But because you were born as a white guy and you've grown up in blissful ignorance to the systems of oppression that exist, when you see others advocating for equality, because of your ignorant position of privilege, it feels like oppression.
I mean, what oppressions are we seeing upon these people that you're talking of?
Yeah, that's a great question. We see a lot of social imbalances. Well, I mean, I think that one very obvious one, and I honestly just kind of spoke at this at length. So you're in the right place at the right time. Like what traditionalism has done to this country over the course of the last 250 years. Signals of traditionalism, such as the idea that men are better leaders than women, men are supposed to work, women are supposed to stay at home and protect and raise the kids, has amounted to stigmatization of women in the workforce, stigmatization of women in leadership positions, stigmatization in very different career fields, or really any path of life that is a diversion away from what traditionalism tells women they're supposed to do. This would amount to a form of social oppression that women experience that men don't, because there's stigmas that exist that impact women that don't impact you. So there's going to be one example of like a system of oppression that's true in America today. Olivia, thank you for the galaxy. And I mean, we could go like on and on and on and on and on all day long, but we'll go ahead and start with that one just so you could have like just like a little taste of the ways that people are oppressed in this country based on immutable characteristics of their being.
Yeah, sounds good. But I'm just confused because it seems like the amount of traditionalism in America has been decreasing as time goes on. And so that otherwise confuses me on how we're saying that women are being oppressed because of the idea of traditionalism whenever traditionalism is dwindling.
So I understand that traditionalism is dwindling. In fact, that's a good thing. We want it to go down. It just shows that feminism has been successful. However, I mean, like the social product that's a little bit more implicit and less explicit that is produced by the promotion of traditionalism will just be stigmas surrounding women in the workforce, stigmas surrounding women in STEM, stigmas surrounding women in leadership positions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, also like the multi-generational impact of these systems of oppression is also worth pointing out. Like think about it. White men have been, center stage in privilege since America was born. I mean, upon the drafting of the Constitution, the only people that could vote, own property, open up a bank account, or start a business were white men, right? And because of that, what we've seen is that there exists significantly like more generational wealth in white families compared to black families in America because of slavery, its aftermath, the industrial prison complex, the war on drugs, or other related forms of systemic racism, and which would obviously thereby grant more opportunity on average to white people compared to black people. And, I know that's a diversion away from our conversation surrounding the systemic oppression of women and how traditionalism has impacted that. But I just thought that I would like wrap in like another example. And I mean, like, there's a lot of like material fruitions of this as well. Like for instance, if you Google black woman compared to white woman, white man, black man, what you'll see is that for whatever reason, when you Google black woman, it disproportionately returns like porn compared to Googling white man, white woman, or black man, right? And this just shows how like black women have been like categorized and stereotyped as like sexually promiscuous, and how this disproportionately would impact them, and how this is a generational result of false beliefs that were promoted during like the time of American slavery, that black women couldn't feel pain and they were basically the human sex dolls of like slave owners. And I know that language is abrasive, but that's what the reality was, and how this can still have like a multi-generational impact on black women today, related to sexualization of them, and like various other facts. And I you got an explanation on this from a professor from UCLA that I talked to 2 nights ago. It's just one of the many examples of how racism still impacts black Americans in the country today.
So we're diverging away from the oppression of women and we're moving to black women now?
I'm just like giving
correct?
you different categorizations of systems of oppression that exist in America.
I mean, that's good. So I was more interested in the idea of traditionalism and
they're all examples of systems
but
of
yes,
oppression.
what's wrong with traditionalism?
Well, what's wrong with traditionalism is it sets forth prescriptive gender norms that tell people what they're supposed to do based on characteristics that don't inform you of how good they would be at doing it.
You don't have to.
Well, the
Right.
social biases would pressure one to act in accordance with said norms. So if you act out of accordance with them, you're like likely going to be like stigmatized by society, and there's set forth pressures alongside the fact that a lot of people do say that you have to.
But I disagree. People would not say that you have to condemn with traditionalism.
Okay, then obviously you've never met an evangelical Christian before.
You know what? That is so factual. That is so true, actually. Yeah, but that's just a minority group that's trying to send their views onto other people. Whereas normally in America, you're not forced to do anything. I mean, this is a political discussion, right? Not a religious discussion.
Wait, so then can you explain to me why people like Donald Trump want to put people in prison for burning the American flag, right? That wants to put people on death row for bringing DRUGs in the country, that specifically wants to violate people's due process rights.
So
He said that oh, it's going to take too long, therefore it's a need to violate their due process rights.
are we talking about the Jose Garcia case? Is that what we're talking about?
If you're talking about Kilmar Borrego Garcia, yeah. So that was one example. There are plenty of other examples of him violating due process. He was asked a direct question of, do we need to respect due process for people who are in the country undocumented? And he responded essentially with saying, no, right? It is the case that we don't need to. He doesn't know. All right. It is the case that he's given plenty of examples or answers that are essentially akin to him saying that he doesn't think due process rights should be accepted for undocumented immigrants, along with saying, go ahead.
I just want to tell I'm going to go pee real quick. I'll be right back.
For sure. Along with saying that it would take too long.
I'm not going to sit here and say that everything Donald Trump says is quite genius-like or he thinks with more than two brain cells sometimes, but I will say some of the economic policies I've seen him enforce I like, but
Really? Like what? Which economic policy?
with the tariffs, I'm pro-tariff.
Okay, can you tell me what a tariff is?
It's a tax on a imported good from
Who pays that tax?
outside country. Who? The importer.
Okay, the American importer, which passes it down to the consumer because it's a cost of production, not a cost on the profits taken out of it. Therefore, it's going to be the case that it's going to disproportionately negatively impact lower income individuals. It's going to disproportionately impact lower income individuals. What you're doing is you're shifting the burden of taxation from income tax, which is a progressive tax structure, which disproportionately taxes the rich, to a system that disproportionately taxes lower and middle income individuals, which is literally shifting the burden of taxation from people who are rich to people who are lower and middle income, which is reverse Robin Hood, taking money from the poor and giving to the rich.
It depends what good, because it just depends on what good we're talking about. Are we talking about an inelastic good?
For which
An
context?
inelastic demand good?
For which context?
For the context of importing tariffs.
No, he's universal. It's not even specifically.
It's not universal.
And wait, what would the inelasticity of a good have anything to do with whether or not we place a tariff on it?
Well, because if it's an inelastic good, then we have to pay for it. But if there's competition for the good, then the exporter is competing against.
It's not
goods
just
that
for
are already
inelastic
being made
goods.
inside the country.
So, but the thing is, you're saying goods that are more expensive.
No, I'm saying
Yes,
goods inelastic.
goods that are more expensive, because it is the case that the cost of production is the higher in the United States, and that's why it's not being produced in the United States comparative to prior, which is because it is the case that they have higher domestic manufacturing costs here.
Yes, the cost of producing things is higher in the United States than it is outside.
Yeah, so you just conceded to the point that would mean that it's more expensive, even though there's going to be competition, which, again, it's just competition within American markets. So overall, less competition on a global stage.
Except if the good is inelastic, if the good has an inelastic demand, then yes,
Can you tell me what inelastic means?
taxpayers have to pay for it.
Sensitive. Thank you for the tiny dime.
Yeah,
I appreciate
can-
you.
Can you tell me what price elasticity of demand is?
He left. Okay, we're going to go to get that next Trump supporter loaded into the live. If you happen to be one of the nearly 8,000 people watching the live, guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, sharing out this live with a handful of friends. We are super duper close to 500,000 likes, so make sure that y'all are double tapping so we can hopefully get there. But at this point, we're going to go ahead and load up that next guest, Mr. Matthew. In the meantime, Devin, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, marking the third donation of the stream. Devin says, what do you think about the new South Park episode? Also, thank you for all that you do, sending so much love, peace, and continued success. I haven't been able to watch it yet since I've been traveling, but my girlfriend watched it yesterday and she was laughing her ass off the fucking whole time. So it was great, apparently. Rachel with the $2 as well. Thank you so much for the love, Rachel. And then Tyler with the $5 saying South Park needs to do an episode on you against Trump debating. That would be funny as fuck. Thank you guys so much for the love there over on Venmo. Everybody, you have been so kind today. And if you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms, and you get a notification at the top of my phone screen where I can read off any and all attached messages. Same thing goes for Parker. Welcome in, Matthew. Do you support Trump?
By the way, everyone, the only live for YouTube is on mine, just letting everyone know, for anyone who's looking for Dean's.
Matthew,
I just
what's
want to
up?
know why y'all still talking about this. Like,
Because he's our president. How old are you, Matthew?
18.
18. Okay. Well, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Why? Why do you support this president? He's really bad and he's really doing a lot of harmful shit to this country.
No, he's not.
Okay. He's dismantling the 14th Amendment. That's really bad.
Nigga, shut up, man.
What did you say before shut up? Did you say the N-word?
I said shut up.
Okay, did you say the N-word before that?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, all right. I thought I heard it. Continue.
I don't know. I'm just asking why y'all still talking about this. Like, y'all been debating this since, like, the election.
Yeah, because he's our president and he's still actively harming people.
And he's going to keep being our president.
Right,
So-
right. And because he's going to keep on being our president, we need to do everything in our power to hopefully, like, limit what he can do as the president. A hidden check/balance of a functioning democracy would be the elector base. If they're in support of him and what he's doing, he'll be more emboldened to do more. If they're not in support, he'll be less emboldened to do more. We also have some influence, socially speaking, over who's in the House and the Senate and what they do as well. So it's very important to have these conversations and to be outspoken about injustice. I don't even think you can be outspoken about much. I asked you why you support Trump, and what did you say?
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy. Why do you think he's a great guy?
He's, like, have you seen him golf before? Like, he's kind of tough.
He's kind of tough. All right.
Drawn.
Well, I mean, I don't think one's golf ability should dictate if they should run the country.
No, he has a few golf courses and shit. He
You
got shot
understand
and
that you're in a
shit.
microphone and like in front of like over 10,000 people right now on like a debate live? How does that feel? How does that make you feel?
It's 10,000 fucking liberals. I don't give a fuck about any of them, to be honest with you.
Are you a liberal? Because you're one of those 10,000 people.
No, I just think y'all are funny.
Cooked, dude.
No, I swear. I seen y'all on my 40 page.
Have a good one, Matthew. Let's go to move on to that next.
We're on
That's
his For You
Sophie.
page too, so he must be a liberal.
That's great. That's great.
Hi, how are you?
You know what, Sophie? I'm just doing phenomenal. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Well, you were born in?
2006.
Okay. What month?
In March 19th.
When did that make you 19? Let's see here. 4 would be
Is it
20,
March 19th,
21,
what year?
5 would be 19 to 20. 2006 would
2005.
be 19.
March
Yeah.
2005 would be 20.
No, she said 2006, but she also said that she was 18. In reality, she would have been 19.
Yes.
We're going to move on to the next guest here, everyone. Just give us a minute. We're going to get that next guest, Steve, loaded up into the box. Hello, do you support Trump?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
You know what? I'm actually doing great. I've had a great day, Steve. How about yourself?
Well, I was told this week that I have stage 4 cancer in my neck.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was told
So
that
sorry
if
to
I
hear that.
don't get the chemo radiation treatments that I would have like 6 months. So I've had better weeks, but we're gonna do like a Rocky Balboa thing and go in there swinging, and if
Well,
it's my time,
I wish you the best of luck. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I can't imagine the mental weight that must put on you. Are you sure you want to debate? Like I'm not. I won't hold it against you. if you don't.
No. It's cool, but no. I want to say that I've followed Trump for 8-9 years now. Okay, I've watched things. I've listened to podcasts. I've listened to Bongino. I've listened to all of them. Right? They kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna show the Epstein stuff, and people are gonna be arrested, and you just wait, right?" And we believed in this hopium for the longest time. Now, personally, I believe that both sides of the aisle are corrupt as fuck, right? And they are not working for us anymore. They're working for big business, and that there's corporate capitalism that works in this country, but not regular capitalism. Okay,
I just want to quickly ask you, Steve. Do you still consider yourself a Trump supporter today?
I'm getting there, right? Now it's like I feel like such a fucking idiot, right, for believing anything he said He is a complete narcissist, right? And his fingerprints are all over Epstein stuff, as well as other people in our government, whether Republican or Democrat, right? Anybody that took advantage of kids, including Trump, should be prosecuted and should be hung and quartered, in my opinion, right? So no, I do not trust him anymore. He has lost my complete confidence. But like my wife says, too little, too late.
Quickly, Steve. Because of that last comment that you made, I have to remove you just so the live doesn't get taken down. Unfortunately, that does violate TOS. But just because I removed you doesn't mean I'm going to move on quite yet. I want to respond to what you just said. Steve, I'm very proud of you, bro. We are all really proud of you. I think that it is so fantastic that you've been able to wake up, see the light, and recognize the wrongs that the Trump administration has been doing. I'm very proud of you, man. And I'm seriously also really disheartened and sad to hear about your the diagnosis that you received this week. I hope that the treatment works. I hope that it extends your life, and I hope that you have a good life, Steve. Thank you for coming up, man. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. You guys make sure if we are in that queue that we are MAGA and that we support Trump. We are just looking to debate Trump supporters. Let's go to get that next guest up here. Josh, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Matthew was already up here. Goodbye, Matthew. Moving on to that next guest, Eric B. Everyone hold your horses while we're looking to get that next Trump supporter loaded in. Hello, Eric. Are you MAGA?
Hey, can you hear me?
Are you driving? You are driving. Can't have you up here while you're driving. Hello, MAGA. Are you MAGA? Age, please.
18, February 3, 2007.
February 3rd, 2007. That would make you 18. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Well, give us a minute. Gerald, welcome in. Are you MAGA?
What's up, Christian?
Hey, Christian. Welcome in, man. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to thank you once again for all the love yesterday, Christian. That was very, very kind of you. Okay, well, looks like Gerald left. MAGA, you take it away. Why do you support such a bad president?
Well, I'm Christian, so that's like my whole thing.
Okay, what Christian values does he exuberate?
Yes.
I don't know. I just heard he was a Christian man.
I just heard he was. So you just like always support people that say they're Christian?
Yes.
Oh,
So
isn't
is
that what the
Kamala
Antichrist
Well,
does
no,
in Revelation?
no. What'd you say? Sorry.
Isn't that what the Antichrist does in the Book of Revelation?
What do you mean?
You've never read the Book of Revelation? It's a part of your Bible.
I have, but what do you mean?
Oh, like the Antichrist, a false prophet of God.
I hate to break it to you, but I have read Revelation, and I have no idea what you're talking about, though.
Alright, I think that they're a troll. Do you think they're a troll, Parker? I think they're a troll.
I think they were trolling.
Okay, alright, we're gonna go and load in Jackson the Gooner. Everybody, we're gonna go. Hello, Jackson the Gooner. How old are you?
Diabolical name.
Yeah, okay, Jackson the Gooner's not here. Goodbye, Jackson the Gooner. I hate to say leave, Jackson.
He just keeps wanting to say it for some reason. Yeah, dude.
Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Jackson the Gooner's gone. So now
Dude, this guy.
Hello.
This guy, stop him now.
Hello, Olivia. Do you support Trump? Olivia!
Oh, shit.
Hi.
I accidentally.
No worries, Olivia. Don't
Dean.
you worry. Hello?
You know, someone set up like a bot, an AI bot to debate me, but they were a fetus, so I had to kick them. But it was an AI MAGA bot. They were MAGA.
That's
I'm not
pretty
trolling.
funny. Like an actual AI. That is great. I love that. Darth Vader, age, please. Kid. Ethan, hi. You MAGA? Ethan! Ethan! Is not here. Guys, yo, Loki the queue right now sucks. There's nobody in there that wants to debate. Just like a bunch of kids, honestly. So if you're watching the stream and you want to come up here and have a debate, you're at least 18 years old, you're from America, go ahead and put a MAGA down below in that chat with your age. We'll happily invite you up because we need to figure out a way to get some debates going. Dylan, Alyssa, are you guys MAGA?
Nah.
All right, bye.
I'm
Alyssa, what
also
about-
not.
Okay, then why are you in the queue out of curiosity quickly? I'm actually curious. I mean, that's serious.
I just wanted to talk.
Okay, all right. Well, it's worth going over the rules once again. We have 3 rules. Y'all, you got to be at least 18 from America, and you must support Trump. We are only looking for opposition. We are only looking for opposition. Please, if you are going to try to join the live, be opposition, be MAGA, and be at least 18. I would really appreciate that from you guys so very much. Welcome in Alt Sky, ITC, and Sid. Are all 3 of you guys Trump supporters?
Yeah, I am.
Sid, what about you?
No, I'm not. But I just wanted to say,
I'm sorry for kicking you, Sid. I just wish that you would have explicitly followed the rules that I've repeated around 1 billion times. You've been in the queue since I started, so I know that you've heard them before. All right, everybody. Honestly, we're going to get one more person up here. Why the fuck not? You know, we see Cindy down there spamming MAGA. Let's get Cindy up here. All right. Hello, Cindy. Are you MAGA?
Yes, I'm MAGA.
Age, please?
22.
22. What year were you born in?
2002.
2002. What month?
August.
August? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to let the 3 of you guys take it away. Tell us why you support the worst president of any of y'all's lives, Mr. Trump.
Because he actually cares about America.
I think that you're underage. Take it away, you two.
Because I am a gay, homosexual, heterosexual, homozygous.
No, they're looking mega people bad.
It's just you, man.
Yeah,
Welcome
no,
in.
that's
So do you
fine.
support
That's
Trump?
fine. That's
Tell
fine.
us, take it away. Why do you support Trump?
So for several reasons. Number one, the fact, and thank you for listening to me. But I had to go through 5 brain surgeries. I started to question God in a lot of things in my life, and then go back and being able to say, okay, I didn't give up on God, but yet have a president that has no shame. And this is where I'm going to go by the Bible on this, that he has no shame of literally people might hate him for it. People can like him for it. It's not a difference. If he was like someone that has followers, it doesn't matter to him. He's willing to say publicly that, he loves the Lord and that he,
Really, and that's why he never asked God for forgiveness.
I'm gonna be honest, champ. I know with certainty that if Republicans were disproportionately atheists, he would not claim to be a Christian.
Can I just the fact that and publicly many times, has no shame of being able to say, hey, there's one person. People try to say, hey, I'm the best one. There's someone above me. Or
Dude,
it's like to say about him.
Move your head. That picture's just so bad. That picture's so bad. I haven't seen it in a minute.
That one.
You're right.
Dude, I haven't seen it so long. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, this is the no shame good bed right here, folks, right here. No, listen.
Are we gonna just make a face of someone instead of?
Listen.
Well, I got plenty more things that we can talk about outside of just Christianity.
I would love to respond to that first point, though.
Okay.
Dude, he's just not a Christian. Point blank. Period. Let's get real. But
who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? You're not God.
A rational, sentient human being. Can I say that Satan's not Christian, even though I'm not God? Fuck yeah, I can. Why? Because he doesn't walk in the faith.
Yeah, but Satan doesn't claim to be a Christian.
Will you allow me to finish speaking?
Yeah.
Satan lies, right?
Wait. If I don't possess the authority to say he's not Christian, what authority do you possess to say he is?
No, I'm saying that he proclaims loudly that he believes in God.
Oh, okay. So we could look at him, observe what he does and says, and use that to inform our beliefs of his Christianity?
That what the Bible tells us as believers, that he should not be ashamed of the gospel of Christ, which should be inside of him, aka that he is a sincere believer, which he again publicly has no shame of making others hear from him.
Do you think Christians? I have a question. Do you think Christians ask God for forgiveness?
I can say that I do. That doesn't mean that I can't say what every single person does.
Okay, wait. So that's what any Christian would do. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would say that people who do never ask God for forgiveness, they're totally Christian?
No, I'm not saying that that's, if you're a Christian, you absolutely should, but I'm not saying that it says judge that you be not judged.
I don't think that you could be a
judge.
You can't be a Christian if you don't.
Again, I'm going by the Bible. The Bible says if I have even a speck on my eye, I am not to go and say, "Oh, look at the
Okay. Then
of
you're
your
setting
eye."
then you're setting up a false premise. Let me tell you the false premise that you're suggesting. You're making an argument. You're saying that he's a good Christian. Okay. If we're gonna disagree with that and have a debate, would you agree that our goal would be to refute and disprove the notion that he's a good Christian? Would you say that should be our goal?
Our goal would be to go over the facts of, again, if I'm going to go on the fact of him being a Christian, then I would go, my base would be on the Bible.
No. You're not giving me a yes or no. I want a yes or no
So
to the question.
I would be going yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the question that I asked you. So you said you support Trump because you think he's a good Christian. So if we're debating and I disagree with you, my goal would be to disprove that claim, right?
That he's a Christian?
That he's a good Christian, yeah.
Okay, but the Bible says you're not supposed to judge.
Would you say that would be my goal in the debate?
Absolutely, let's go for it.
Okay. Well, now we could agree that the only goal I could hope to achieve in a debate with you is to refute the notion that he's a good Christian, but then you would combat said notion by saying that it's judgment and the Bible says not to cast judgment. You're basically just setting up this false premise where you say, oh, Trump is a good Christian, and if anybody disagrees with me, you're actually being a bad Christian because you're judging. See what I mean?
Yeah, you can't really win that argument, now can you?
Right. So see how you shouldn't make such a silly willy, little illogical false suggestion where you're basically saying I win and if you disagree you lose. Yeah. Like we're flipping a coin. One side says you win, the other says I lose.
So I said this at the beginning, and I really mean this. Like with everything inside of me, is I actually went through in the beginning of my life, and I was saying that I'm a Christian, but yet I didn't want to talk about Christ at all. But when Christ made me go through a difficult time, I went through 5 brain surgeries. I started questioning him in my life. And then I finally got to a point in my life where I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not ashamed about that. And I am very thankful.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know. You've done the preaching. Like I said, I'm just going to respond to the claim. The meat on the bone. Trump isn't a good Christian. Good Christians aren't best friend with billionaire child rapists, human traffickers that they know what they're doing and then cover it up for the next 25 years. Good Christians don't rape women and then call their rapist to be imprisoned. Good Christians don't boast about perving on naked underage teenage girls. Good Christians don't pass policy that redistributes wealth from the poor to the rich.
Okay, let's go to the Bible about that.
One moment. Good Christians don't launch an attack on the amendments in which drew us out of a period of human history that was inherently reliant on the exploitation of humans because of their race. I'm referencing his attack on the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. And on top of this, what good Christians truly don't do is, after doing all of these things, say that they've never had to ask God for forgiveness for anything they've ever done in their life.
No, I never said that they don't have to ask forgiveness. Now, what I am going to say is that what you just said, Christians never do that. What, if you know the Bible, what was the King David, what was he considered according to the Lord? What was he considered?
No, I said good Christians. Good Christians also don't say that they want to date their own daughter if they weren't their daughter. Please?
I said the King of David, so David, who is the king, what did the Lord call him? Do you guys know, or you don't understand?
No.
Okay. He was considered the man after God's own heart. Only person in the entire Bible was listed as that. Now, what did this King of David, what did he do? That was completely...
We don't know anything about... Skip the preaching and just tell us.
Okay.
We don't know anything about King David.
What you just said Trump did completely wrong. Guess what? The man after God's own heart, David did wrong.
Okay, dude, just fucking tell us what the point is. What did David do?
So you're saying
Trump
is a terrible... What you're saying is
no. What did David do? I don't want to... Listen, I don't want the preaching. We don't know anything about King David. What did David do?
David... he slept with someone that he shouldn't have. He created a child by cheating on someone, and then he had the husband with the wife that he cheated on was executed.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Somewhere in this great story in the Bible, did David repent?
Yes.
yeah, see what I mean? Yeah, nice. Yeah, so Donald Trump said in 2018 that he's never had to ask God for forgiveness for anything a day in his life. And then also, could you name any of Trump's policy that's like pro-Christian? Because everything that I could think about on his agenda is like strictly anti-Christian. Like Psalms tells you that you're supposed to give more to those that are less fortunate for yourself, and in turn you'll be given great glory in the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, guess what? He's just taking from those that are less fortunate than him.
Well, the fact that he's actually putting people to be able to have the form of the Bible and talking about the Bible in schools. So and the Bible talks about as a child that you can know the scripture. So that's been changed because of Trump. So you guys act like nothing he's done. But there are small things, because guess what? Democrats aren't going to allow everything he wants, but he's able to do the little things that he can.
So I just want to clarify, he didn't pass anything to put the Bible back in school. He just said that he wanted that to happen. So then like state, school board said, we're going to do this. And that's probably not a good idea. We shouldn't put the Bible in school and teach kids to be good.
But it has been allowed now.
Right, and that's a bad
you
thing.
Can disagree
that's a bad
with
thing
me.
even for Christians.
But you can disagree with me. However,
I'm telling you that
you asked
Christians
me an
should disagree
example,
with that.
and it did take place.
Christians should disagree with that.
I don't think Christians should disagree with everyone should being able to hear about the gospel.
No, Christians should absolutely disagree with putting that in school. Can I tell you why?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because the Bible says go and tell to every single one.
I'm gonna tell you why Christians should disagree with that. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Point number one, it tells kids to be good so they could go to heaven, not to be good so they can be good to those around them. Point number
That's
two.
not true.
Point number two, it is true. That's the takeaway.
Yeah. Tell me the scripture that says that.
That's not what scripture says.
You like to do
That's a
facts.
preface that is impression on children.
No, tell me the facts according to the Bible that you just claimed. Give me the Bible, chapter, and verse.
It doesn't come from the Bible. It comes from the people teaching the Bible.
No. Then I'm going by Christianity based on the Bible. That's what we're focusing on right now.
Your claim is that they're taking the Bible and putting it in school. No, they don't put the Bible in the faces of the children. They sit there. Okay, great. Thank you so much for the interruption. It's great.
Well, that's what you do to me, so we're going to be equal with each other.
Oh, wait, really? I thought that you were supposed to, turn the other cheek. You don't even go by the Bible. Shut the fuck up. What is this about retroactive justice? Rebutive justice, an eye for an eye. No, bro, Jesus told you to turn the other cheek. I thought you were a good Christian, sir.
I can also try to improve, but yeah, you're correct, so I will not interrupt you.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That was diabolical, Dean. That was diabolical, okay. I tell you.
Okay, okay. What if I told you that I think Kamala Harris is a better Christian than Trump?
You can repeat it because I can't think of a specific reason.
Yeah, for sure. She actually followed Christian doctrine, and that was exuberated to be true through her economic policy of helping out those in the low and middle income tax brackets. She wanted to cut the taxes for 100 million American workers in the low and the middle class. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Donald Trump's economic policy is going to take healthcare away from 10 million low income Americans, food stamps away from 3 million low income Americans, and spend $4 trillion to get it done, while effectively reducing the after-tax income of everybody making below or equal to $51,000 per year. So Kamala Harris' agenda was pro-Christian and impacted to improve the lives of 100 million people. Donald Trump's economic agenda is strictly anti-Christian and will induce incredibly negative impacts on hundreds of millions of people as well. So how does that make you feel?
Yeah, your statement, I believe, again, is incorrect, because how many children are there in all of America? You would know better than me, so I'm asking a question.
How many children? I don't know.
Okay, anyone that's 18 and under. How many people in America?
I don't know the amount. Nor do I know how this relates to my question.
So it relates to that previously, before Trump, the gospel wasn't being shared with them, and now it is.
Wait, you're just still not, wait. You didn't respond to my claim about their economic policy. Why not?
So what I'm saying is also, well, you said how as a Christian she is more helpful than him, and I'm saying
specifically in the context of economic policy. Respond.
I'm speaking about her being the president versus him. That's all that matters.
If she was president, we would have had economic policy that would have helped low-income Americans. This hurts them. Respond.
My response is at the end of if she's president, how much would that have helped America to be able to grow closer towards Christ, which is the most important thing to me.
Wait, so you'd say that you'd rather have kids starving because their family lost access to food stamps and they're no longer getting a free school lunch at school, but reading the Bible, than not starving and not being forced to read the Bible in school? Which one is preferable? Being forced to read the Bible in school with no food, or not being forced to read the Bible in school with food?
Actually, it's not being forced to actually read the Bible. So
It
you
is
should get your
false.
no.
It is.
No, they can't actually force them to actually read the Bible. You should actually study that.
Okay, so then it's not a part of standardized school curriculum. So then what did you mean when you said it was being put back in school?
What's being back in school is the portions of the Bible. They not are allowed to make them specifically read the Bible in and of itself, but they are able to tell them the historic portions of the Bible that is considered to be understood. And so they can say the stories, but they cannot specifically say
That's forcing it on children in the school curriculum, right?
Yeah. If there's any stories from the Bible in school curriculum, it's being forced on the children.
Okay, if you feel like that's forced, then
School curriculum is forced on minors. I mean, I think it should be, right? That's good. We should do that, but it absolutely is forced.
yeah. So I'm thankful that then that is being forced, because all it takes is a little bit of faith.
So then answer my question. What do you think is preferable? To force the Bible on kids, but leave the kids hungry because their family's losing food stamps and they're losing a free meal at lunch, or to not force the Bible on kids, but for them to not be starving because their family does have food stamps and they are given a free school student lunch? Which one is preferable?
Dean, I'm going to specifically tell you my answer is, if I could have food or if I could have Christ, which one would I want? The answer is Christ.
So you would rather kids starve but be forced to be
Philippians,
told
what does it say?
you would
Philippians, what does
rather
it
you are
say?
insane.
You're supposed to
So you would rather kids starve but be forced the Bible on at school, compared to kids not be starved but not be forced the Bible on at
What does
school.
Philippians say about
Dude,
this?
You're crazy.
We're supposed to rejoice in the Lord always.
Listen, man. Watch this.
And
watch
again,
this.
I say
Watch
rejoice.
this.
It's not about.
Go, listen. Go to hell.
I know that I won't. So what I am going to be able to say though.
Go to hell. That's where I want you to go.
Like seriously, like can you like think about what you're saying right now? You're arguing.
What I'm saying is what the Bible says.
You're arguing that children starving, right, is preferable.
No, I'm saying that that's not something great, but if you have to give me a forced answer, one or two, I would rather someone to be able to go to heaven
you'd rather
or eat food.
Wait. They're not going to heaven just by reading the Bible.
No, they're not even reading it. They just have stories from the Bible forced on them when they're fucking 10 years old. Would you rather to force some Bible stories on 10-year-olds, and 2 states, by the way, only 2 states have taken the liberty to put the Bible in the school curriculum, or have children fed?
It opens a door for them to actually be able to know.
He said those
more
2
about
states
Christ,
forcing the Bible on children is so much better than the millions of people that are going to lose their food stamps and the millions of people that lose their health insurance.
Do you think that the state should be intertwined with the state? Whoa. Do you think that the church should be intertwined with the state?
Say that again, sorry.
Do you think that we should live in a theocracy?
He doesn't know what that means. Do you believe in separation of church and state?
I think that there is that because, again, the Bible says.
I know. We asked, do you believe in that?
Okay, so yeah, that's what the Bible says there should be. Yes.
Okay, so then if there should be separation of church and state, well, then why are you arguing that specifically there should be religious reasons for why the law should be a certain way?
Or even just the religion in the state, because public schools are state run.
No, there's a difference between it being in the state versus us being forced in the government, because we're supposed to honor what Caesar does to Caesar and things that are God give to God.
Oh, wait, you're supposed to honor the laws?
You're supposed to honor the laws, yes. So if the law now is allowing that to be done, then that absolutely should be honored.
Okay, so you think that we should have honored Roe v. Wade? When Roe v. Wade was in effect, you would have honored every woman's access to abortion.
If there's a can I answer before you just laugh at me?
What's the response?
If there's a law, then there's no way I'm going to break the law. So I'm going to honor what the law is.
Sometimes you should totally break the law.
No, at no point should I break the law.
All right, so you're telling me if you were alive in 1875 when the Fugitive Slave Clause was in effect, which would have legally compelled you to attempt to facilitate the forceful return of an enslaved individual to the plantation where they escaped from, If you didn't help to facilitate their forceful return, if you came across them, you would have been doing something illegal. What would you have done if you came across an escaped enslaved individual?
If you just said, I previously stated, I'm not going to do something against the law.
So you would have like forcefully returned an escaped enslaved individual?
If it's not my place, then I'm not getting involved in something that's not my place. If that's part of my...
But the law would tell you it is your place. You're legally obligated to return them.
Yeah, if I was hired as part of the government to do that...
Not hired. This was forced on all citizens.
Okay, so if I'm forced to do it, I'm going to be forced to do what's right.
Forced in the sense that the law says you should.
Yeah, but then I'm not forced. That's saying what the law says I should do. But at that point, I can choose God over man.
So then you don't honor the law if the law contradicts what God teaches?
No, the Bible says I can choose God over man. There's a difference between choosing God over man and then give unto Caesars that if things are to be Caesars versus making a personal choice to do what I believe is right.
Then at the end of the day, no, you don't actually, you're not obligated to follow the law. You're just obligated to follow God's law, and if human's law aligns with God's law, then by product, you're also obligated to follow human law.
Well, just like you're not obligated to have faith in Christ, but you have the personal choice to do so.
Okay, now you've lost me, because now you're no longer talking about anything, and you just went right back to preaching. You just completely ignored the last argument, and then you're like, yeah, faith in God. At the end of the day, faith in God. I feel like when Christians get confused because their points are meaningless, and nonsensical sometimes, you just say faith in God. We were having a debate about how the scripture says you should honor the laws that exist. I kind of catch you in a contradiction. I bring up Roe v. Wade. I bring up the fugitive slave clause that was in effect in the 19th century. I catch you in a contradiction, and then you're like, well, I'll have faith in God.
No, okay. So what the Bible says, first of all, to put first God first. However,
I'm kind of over this Bible shit. Is there any other points that you want to make to indicate that Christians should support somebody that's been defending pedophiles and raping women?
Should there be something that I'm against?
Yeah,
that?
no. Oh, yeah, no, you should be against defending P3DOs and raping women. Yeah.
I don't think that it's right to do those things, but what I can say is that when people do mistakes,
mistake, it's not a mistake to defend a P3DO or to rape a woman. Okay. Never call raping a woman or defending a P3DO mistake again. That absolutely minimizes the actions, that minimizes the impact of the actions, and that minimizes the intention of engaging in those actions given the outcomes they produce. Do not call rape or defending a P3DO mistake ever again in your life.
Okay, then let's go. I'm going to go back what the Bible says about something like that. Okay, when there was someone choosing to do that kind of behavior, Jesus went and said, you have not sinned. Go ahead and cast the first stone. Basically, go ahead and make this person pass away, stone them, because they have made mistakes in their life.
You're back to calling them mistakes.
And no, I'm not trying to. No, I don't want to say a wrong word. So I don't want to say a wrong word to get kicked off because I say a wrong word. So I'm using the word mistakes, but I understand the word that you are talking about.
Okay, I'm just saying, what's the takeaway here? Make the point. Stop preaching and make the point.
So what Christ literally said to all of them, he said, if you have not made that mistake, then if you have done, then cast the first stone. All of those people dropped their stone. Then he walked up to that specific individual that made that big of mistakes.
And he said, stop calling it a mistake.
He went up to them, and that had been part of doing the things that you just talked about. And he said, go and sin no more. He admitted that person was doing wrong, that was breaking the law, that they were completely at fault in every category, and that they should have been.
So you don't think that you could pass judgment on somebody like that for doing those things?
I am not Christ. It's not my place to do so.
Wow. Okay. So you understand that, saying that somebody or something is bad is a judgment. I have a question. Is Hitler bad?
Yeah, I was going to ask that question.
Yeah, is Hitler bad?
Yes, we can look at
so you can pass judgment on to Hitler, right?
No, I'm saying we can look at what
no?
is the Ten Commandments.
Can you not judge Hitler? Can you judge Hitler? Yes or no?
I should not judge, but I can go based on what The Bible
Okay,
says what I should do.
What do you think a judgment is? Define judgment, because you're telling us you can't judge Hitler. The word
There's a
judge, though, what does it
judgment day. Sure. There's
what
a judgment
what does it mean to judge?
to make a decision whether I think they are doing what is right or what it is wrong.
Okay, so let's replace the term with the definition. You said that you can't judge Hitler and then define judge to make a decision to determine if what they're doing is right or wrong. So in other words, you can't make a decision to determine if what Hitler did was right or wrong?
No, I can't. I can't go and look at their heart based on what they choose to do.
Right, so you can't tell us that Hitler had a bad heart?
What I'm saying is, you might do something that I think is wrong.
I just want to clarify that you can't tell us that Hitler had a bad heart. You can't tell us he was a bad person.
No, in that specific category, yes. But let's say
So you can judge people, you can judge their heart. So then, what the fuck are you saying? Because first you said that you can't judge Hitler. Then I asked you to define judge, and then you define judge as an ability to determine if what they're doing is right or wrong. So then I replace a word with a definition, meaning that you basically said that you can't have an ability to determine if what Hitler did was right or wrong. And you said, actually, no, wait, I can do that. So then you redefine judge as to determine if they have a good or bad heart. So then I asked you, can you say that Hitler has a bad heart? And you said yes. So you actually can judge Hitler. Like what is like the definition of judge here that you're setting forth in something?
He's also judging that Trump did good in comparison to Kamala Harris.
I am not saying that,
because like all this is like gibberish so far.
Guys,
give me a reason that I shouldn't. Give me a reason why I shouldn't kick you for the gibberish. Because no, you have finished. You defined judge 3 times now. Then every single time we've taken your definition of judge, put it in this sentence, and then it turns out it's something you could do. So what do you mean when you say you can't judge Hitler?
I'm going to say what Parker just said, and I will respond to yours, Dean.
No. You're
Parker
going to respond to what I said right now, because this is what I've been trying to get you to respond to for the last 10 minutes, and you haven't given me a sufficient response that you've been willing to defend. What do you mean when you say you can't judge Hitler?
I'm saying that one day he has to stand before the Lord based on his behavior.
That's not, no. Saying that you can't judge Hitler is not saying that one day Hitler will stand in front of the Lord.
But I, as a person, believe that he did a very wrong things.
Okay, saying that you can't judge Hitler is not saying that you think he did wrong things. What did you mean when you said you can't judge Hitler?
I'm saying that I don't know where his heart stood.
Oh, okay. So you can't say that Hitler had a bad heart. So in other words, you can't say he was a bad person.
I can't say that. I think that he did very foolish and wrong things.
Dude, dude, stop running away. Have a fucking spine. Do you think that you can't say Hitler is a bad person?
I believe that he is, but I don't know.
Okay, so then you think that he has a bad heart?
I assume so, but only Christ knows your heart. I can't know your heart.
So wait, do you know that Hitler is a bad person?
Based on his actions, that's what it strongly comes across. Yes. I'm answering yes.
Okay, we're going to kick you. Okay. Moving on to the next guest for the 10.4 thousand people in the live stream, guys. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. And then real quick, Christian! Dude! Christian, thank you so much for the $200 over on PayPal. Jesus Christ, man. Thank you so much, bro.
W's Christian. Thank you so much,
dude,
Christian.
Let's get 2,000 Christian W's down below in that comment section right now. Christian, if you're still watching, man, just know that I really appreciate you. I know that this did come through a while ago. That is so incredibly kind. That is literally so much fucking money. Christian, thank you. A billion, a million times over. Christian says thank you, favorite human. Dude, Christian, I love you so much, dude. Everybody watching, I want to see 2,000 Christian W's. Just know that I really do appreciate your kindness. It means the absolute world to me. And I don't take it for granted. Everybody watching, show some love to Christian down below. As well as I'd like to thank Eladia for the $50 over on Venmo. That is ILAYDA. Thank you, Eladia, for the $50. Let's get 500 Eladia W's down below. Eladia says the irony between what he believes in versus who he supports is diabolical. Yeah, I know, and he's going to live the rest of his life in blissful ignorance to that, Eladia. It is sad and honestly kind of annoying to talk to somebody like that. But thank you for the $50 and a very kind message, Eladia. Everybody watching, show some love to Christian and Eladia down below. I'd also like to thank Victoria for the 5, Leah for the 5, and Taylor for the 5, Sammy with the 5. Thank you guys so much for the love. And then Carissa, this was 22 minutes ago, but I do want to thank you with the $20 over on Venmo. Thank you, Carissa. Carissa says, new executive order, ending crime and disorder, attacking homeless and the intellectually disabled non-homeless by stating, allow appropriate commitment and treatment of individuals with mental illness who pose a danger to others who are living on the streets. Very scary. Yeah, what's scary is how that's going to be implemented. implemented and how that's going to affect people. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Carissa, as well as thank you for the $20. Y'all show some love to Carissa down below, as well as Jeslyn with the $20 30 minutes ago, saying thank you for all that you do and what you stand for. Thank you for being a voice for many of us. Love you lots. I love you too, Jessica. Thank you for the love. Everyone show some love to Jeslyn, not Jessica, down below. And then 45 minutes ago, last donut here from Devlin with the $10. Actually, I did thank you a while ago. Thank you guys so much for the love. I apologize that I'm just now catching up on all the donos from around the last hour or so. I was just deep in the debate, in the thick of it with that last guest. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. 100% of the proceeds on those platforms goes directly to me, as well as you could add a message and I could read it out loud as I did with those people. But thank you everyone so much for the love. You could do the same for Parker. His Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or also in the link tree in his bio. Now, Stellars, welcome, and are you MAGA?
Absolutely.
All right, take it away. Tell us why you support the man, the myth, the failure, Donald Trump as president.
Well, first off, definitely not a failure. Failures.
Big time, buddy.
Kamala Harris. So
No,
during
listen. Kamala Harris failed at winning the election. Donald Trump is failing at serving this country well.
yeah, absolute failure in the election. Absolute failure. But
Yeah, just like Donald
first
Trump
off-
is absolutely failing as being the president of the country.
And
Meaning
Donald
that
Trump-
we wish that Kamala Harris didn't
Well,
fail
Donald
at winning
Trump's
the
not
election.
failing on the golf course, but
Wait, no, did he absolutely
He
fail in
actually is.
2020?
He actually is failing.
well, he failed in
at winning the golf
2020
course,
because
too.
of fake ballots. But
Fake ballots? Wait, so you think
Like
you
2
think the
weeks
2020
ago.
election was rigged?
Wait. You
Oh,
can't
absolutely.
Say that. You
There
can't
should
say
be
that.
proof.
You can't say that on TikTok. You'll get your account banned. You'll get a live violation. But no, there's no proof. Stop your yap.
Well, it literally came out like 2 weeks ago. But okay,
What proof came out 2 weeks ago?
that it had been covered up and China was participating in fake ballots.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and show me the widespread evidence to demonstrate that China was able to fake like 4 million ballots and win Biden the election.
Okay, well, you can go look that up yourself. But
Oh well, no. I
7
mean,
million
I think that you made the point. You need to show us that China faked 7 million ballots. Let's see it.
next point, because
All right, that's
Trust
fine.
me, please.
That's fine.
We'll move on.
Actually,
We'll come
quickly
back
before
to
we
that.
move
But
on,
basically-
real quick before we move on, I gotta thank Shannon for the $50 donation over on PayPal. Shannon, I love you. Thank you so much for the $50. If we could get 500 Shannon W's down below in the chat, it would mean the world to me. Shannon says for advocating for the children that should be fed. Well, I appreciate you so much for the $50. I don't think I deserve $50 for that. I don't think anybody deserves anything for advocating for children to be fed. It is crazy that that isn't the bare fucking minimum. But no, seriously, Shannon, I appreciate you for the love. Let's get 500 Shannon W's down below in that chat while we're passing the mic back to Stellars to give us an argument here, buddy. Why do you support the man, the myth, the failure? Trump is president.
he has a really good handicap in golf, so that's really why I like Trump.
What a troll.
No, I'm not trolling. I'm serious. I feel like it's very important for a president to be able to do something social like that.
Bye-bye. Moving on to the next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you're MAGA. Y'all go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you'd like to join and make sure if you're in that queue, you do indeed support Trump. Maybe! Woo!
Dean is energized today, everyone. Elida, thank you so much for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Elida. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And JUG, thank you so much. I appreciate the $20. Thank you. Alyssa, thank you so much for the $5. Rabbi with the $5. Devad, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Mitchell with the $5. Thank you. As well as Ethan, thank you for the $2. Casey with the $5. Again, can we have some W's for Christian in the chat as well? Thank you, by the way, Christian. And Jesslyn, thank you so much. I appreciate the $10. And Cody with the $2. Thank you. And Joe with the 10.
Hello, Aaron.
Yo, what's up?
You put MAGA 25 in the chat. Why do you support such a shitty press?
I said Massa 2025. You know what Massa is?
No.
Make America slime again. Yeah, young boy free.
Moving on to the next guest, everyone, just give us a minute. We got Barbie Baby loaded up in the box. Y'all go to put a MAGA down below in that chat with your age if you do want to join up and request. Y'all, Rihanna, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo saying to get you into golf so I can be present one day. Bro, yeah, I need to, make my handicap a little bit better. I'm pretty shit. Welcome in, Barbie, you MAGA. Oh, we just got the flag from that last guy denying the election. Moving on to the next guest, we got Braden loading up into the box. If you're watching and you support Trump and you want to come up here and debate me and Parker, go ahead and put a MAGA down below in that chat. Welcome in, Braden. Do you support Trump? Braden said, no, dude, I'm scared. I'm going to leave. Okay, bye, Braden. Moving on. Here we go, everybody. Yo, Lauren, dude. Lauren, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Jesus Christ, Lauren. While we're working on getting that next Trump supporter up in here, y'all, show some love to Lauren. Lauren says, I know that you've been busy. Have you been able to investigate into the ICE facility options they're looking into in Colorado? I learned about that right before I left on the trip, and honestly, no, I have not at all. That's gonna be one of the first things I do when I get home, though. Thank you for the reminder, as well as the $20, Lauren. Welcome in, Josh and Swifty, y'all MAGA.
Yeah, I'm like 75%. I'm like 75% MAGA. Like, there are some things that like I really disagree on, but like before
you'd still vote for him, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, what about you, Swifty?
I just have to say one thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you support Trump?
Okay, well, no, but...
I'm sorry, Swifty. I hope you have a good rest of your day. All right, Josh, have you been up here before?
No, I'm actually a little nervous.
Honestly, I think when people are nervous, it's indicative of them being more intelligent. I don't understand how people come up here and aren't nervous. Like, you're in front of so many people. Honestly, it makes me have a better perspective of you if you are a little bit nervous. Quickly, before we hop into things, I'd like to thank Tanisha, Tashina, there we go. Tashina, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. That is Tashina. Tashina, thank you so much. Tashina says, this grandma is grateful for you and all that you do. Thank you. It's giving me a bit of hope. Dude, Tashina, thank you so much. If we could all please show some love to Jima Tashina down below in that comment section for the kind message and the $20 donation. It'd make my day. Just know that it goes so far. Tashina, thank you so much for the love. And Josh, if you'd like to take it away and tell us why you support Trump, take it away.
Before I say like why I support Trump, can I really quickly say that I think it's really stupid to like use the Bible as an argument for like MAGA or for like politics? Like, I genuinely think it's like the least intelligent thing that you could argue.
Well, I don't think you're going to hear a whole lot of pushback for that claim here. I'm interested to learn why you're MAGA. That was pretty based. So, what it's not based about you? Where's this MAGA shit coming from? Tell us.
So, and of course, like, I'm probably not as educated on you on it, but I am a constitutional fundamentalist. Like, especially after, what'd you say?
You're cooked. But I'm sorry, that was an interruption. I shouldn't have done that. Go ahead.
No, and honestly, I'll be so for real. Like, I know I'm cooked, like, in some ways. It's less like about that I support Trump and more that I don't support other people. I think that do
you mind if I hop in here?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think that constitutional fundamentalists should like really not like Trump. Let's just do a deep dive real quick. Let's choose an amendment. The 14th Amendment. Okay, is that fair? The 14th Amendment is like a really important one, right? Because the 14th Amendment was a peace treaty. The 14th Amendment was a peace treaty between the Union and the Confederacy, right? Like they didn't even let countries that had seceded from the Union in 1961 rejoin the Union after the Civil War unless they like voted for the ratification of the 14th Amendment in Congress, right?
Right.
And like, what did the 14th Amendment include? The 14th Amendment included the insurrection clause. So like if you were like in a public office and you would like cause an insurrection against the state, you couldn't serve in a public office again. B, and included like due process. C, equal treatment for citizens. D, birthright citizenship. And E, it penalized states that didn't allow males over the age of 21 to vote. So I mean, those are like big things. Okay, but now let's look how like Donald Trump has launched an attack on those things. Okay. He launched an attack on the due process part. He's been violating people's due process in their removal from this country. Think like Venezuelan about the Venezuelan immigrants that he deported without due process, then had a federal judge rule that he had to bring them back, and then he was like, fuck no, I'm not going to do that. He violated the birthright citizenship part. He passed an executive order to ban birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants, and then was able to get it to like stay in effect for months. In my mind, he violated the insurrection bit himself. I think he's guilty of treason against this, or an insurrection against the state from his actions in 2020. So, I mean, he's obviously launched an attack on the 14th Amendment. We agreed that the 14th Amendment is like super important. And like historically speaking, the times when the 14th Amendment has been violated, it's been very notable and important, right? Like we're going to be talking about when it was violated with racial segregation, when the SCOTUS said separate but equal still. That was insane. It was violated. It was violated in denying, black men the right to vote until the 15th Amendment was passed. et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Every time we violated the 14th Amendment, it's been a really big deal. And now Donald Trump is violating it again today. And that's why I think any constitutional fundamentalist would just not be a big fan of him at all.
Again, I don't like disagree with you. Like, I'm still like supportive of Trump's like some of Trump's policies, but I won't disagree with you that like our entire political system is breaking the Constitution at this point. I will say that I do believe that Joe Biden specifically has broken the Constitution more than Trump. You can disagree with me if you want, but I can list at least 3 examples off the top of my head, although I haven't researched in a while because I just woke up.
Did Joe Biden pass an executive order that explicitly violated the clear text of a constitutional amendment?
No. Can you tell me what that is, by the way? Because I don't think I've heard of that, but I'd love to learn.
His EO banning birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants.
Oh my gosh, you just said that. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Come on, that is a really bad thing. I think that should be a red line for any constitutional fundamentalist. His ban on birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants. That should be a clear red line. Red line.
Okay. What about what do you think about like
can you tell me how do you feel about like as a constitutional fundamentalist holding a clear red line against a president that passes an executive order that is an explicit violation of the text?
I think it should be like, honestly, I think it should be impeachable. And I'll say that about any president that breaks any constitution. Like any president that breaks any form of the Constitution should have like an investigation and be impeached. However, I think that goes back like 5 presidents. So at this point, it's kind of hard to like literally, I think from like Clinton on, like every single one of those presidents has at least violated the amendment in some way.
I don't think that it should be impeachable on its own, but I think if like you explicitly contradict it, like intentionally, like that should be impeachable. Like I don't think that Biden ever intentionally like violated the Constitution. But like obviously, right, with like this EO banning birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants, it was either intentional or he's just like DUMB to the max.
Yeah, honestly, I actually agree with you on that. Like I thought this is so funny. Back when I was in like 7th grade, I was like, yeah, it's cool that like illegal immigrants could come and like give birth on the fucking beach. And, oh shoot, whoops. I don't know if I have to get kicked for that, but
for saying that they give birth on the beach. What?
No, for saying the F word. And then I was like, oh wait, no, you can.
You could say fuck.
Yeah. So like, I thought that was cool. Like genuinely, that was one thing that pissed me off about him. The main, like, again, my main point of view on why I support Trump more than I support other politicians is because I just don't think that politicians are like, I don't think that politicians nowadays really respect anything that has to do with the foundations and the baseline that are.
I disagree. I think that Biden had respect for the Constitution. Like, listen, like, or what are you going to reference? Like his first round of like student aid relief that was unconstitutional, and SCOTUS ruled it as such. So then he went back and found another way to do it. I don't think that demonstrates a lack of respect for the Constitution. I think that just demonstrates the efficacy of the checks and balances acting in accordance as described in the Constitution, right? And I don't think you would have an argument that he intentionally tried to violate he intentionally passed policy that never went into effect because it was caught by 6-3 SCOTUS that ruled against him. No, like I don't think that's disrespectful to the Constitution. I don't think that you'd be able to pinpoint anything Biden did that was disrespectful to the Constitution. Anything that Kamala Harris has done that was disrespectful to the Constitution. But like that EO banning birthright citizenship intentionally violated the explicit text, knowing that it violated the explicit text. We've had case law since the middle of the 19th century to demonstrate that the children of immigrants born in this country have birthright citizenship. Common law coming from England to the original settlers of America had birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship existed in England before America existed. It was, if you're born on the king's soil, you are a subject of the king. That was the common law that existed until 1865 when they had to put it into law because a judge ruled that black people are not citizens even if they're born in this country, disrupting the common law that had existed until then. And then even like in Congress, when the 14th Amendment was being debated, they debated if Chinese immigrants born in this country or the children of them were citizens. And they said yes when the amendment was ratified. This has been case law since the 19th century. And then now we have Donald Trump explicitly contradicting that with an executive order? Come on. That is so disrespectful. I don't think that there's been a president that has been something and a higher level of disregard or disrespect to the Constitution than Donald Trump's EO banning birthright citizenship for the children of immigrants.
Okay. Can I hop in real quick?
Yeah. By the way, Parker, feel free to hop in here whenever you want. I'm just like, I had to get super educated on the 14th Amendment this trip for something. In fact, I'll even just tell you real quick what it was about. But, you know, just like a bunch of great points specifically for this guy.
Yeah, I was letting it. I didn't want to like, cut that off.
I don't disagree.
We can't
Josh,
hear you when you're
you swipe out. Yeah.
I was texting my girlfriend saying she loves you, by the way. Anyways, yeah. So the main ones, like it was eviction something moratorium. Oh, gosh, why am I blanking? Like that's the one that like that Biden like it kind of contradicted the Constitution. It was.
Once again, if you can't see us, we can't hear you.
It was eviction moratorium. That like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, tell me more about it.
So if
once again, can't hear you.
Oh, he just left.
Oh, you probably didn't mean to leave. Yeah, guys. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next guest here. But guys, like, it is so worth talking about the 14th Amendment. You know, like, I didn't know any of these things a week ago. But like, dude, it is like seriously enough to like warrant like a documentary, like specifically on the 14th Amendment and how the Trump administration has been violating it. It is so grave. It is disastrous. Welcome in, Minnie. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Do you support Trump?
No, but I wanted to say I love you, and I wanted to ask if you have any.
I'm sorry for kicking you before you were able to ask your question. Just know that I appreciate you for the love, and you're awesome. We're gonna give Parker some time on the mic, y'all. Let's go and get a guest up here.
Thank you for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Give some W's for It's Me in the comment section. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, welcome in. What is your age?
All right, let's try to get the next person up here. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump, everybody. We are just looking for some debates.
While we're working on getting that next guest loaded in, I'd quickly like to thank Lauren for the $20 donation over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, Lauren. Lauren says, as a special education teacher, I appreciate your support towards teachers. Thank you for standing up for us. Lauren, I love you. Thank you so much for your kindness. Can we get 200 Lauren W's down below? As well as Alex with the $15 over on Venmo saying, Dean, you are truly an amazing man and you inspire me to stay in politics to change your country. Keep doing what you do. I'm going to be like you soon. Fuck yes, Alex. Hell yes, dude. I love you, man. Good shit. Thank you for the $15 donation and thank you for the kind words. You are awesome. As well as Jeffrey for the $15 over on PayPal saying for being fierce and informed. Thank you for the love, Jeffrey. 150 Jeffrey W's down below. And then let's get 200 Harness W's. Harness with a $20 donation also shares an incredibly kind message. Rebecca and Quentin are their names. They say, I just want to thank you. I just want to say thank you to you and Parker for all that you do. I started watching you both in the past month, and now my husband started watching your live stream with me. That is awesome. Shout out to Rebecca and Quentin down below. Thank you guys for the love and the donations. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Aiden and Michelle, what's going on? Do you guys support Trump?
I do not, but I just wanted to ask you what your opinion was on the tariffs on Canada.
Okay, tariffs bad. Cause inflation that poor people disproportionately pay for. Regressive tax. You're a kid though, so I gotta let you go. Welcome back, Mr. Double Bied back. Do you support Trump?
Nah, I just want to say I love you, dude.
Oh, dude, fucking base. Your physique is fire, by the way. Good shit. Welcome in, RMUN. Do you support Trump?
Dealt with major flooding earlier this month.
No. Welcome in, Anti-Woke, you MAGA.
My name is Vladimir. I am a Russian spy and I know you live in Colorado.
Goodbye. Hello, welcome in, Noel. Do you support Trump?
Of course.
All right, could you disconnect like any like Bluetooth device that you have connected to your phone?
So I can't use my like headset.
Oh, I mean, it's just a bad mic. It'll be better. We'll be able to hear you better if it's just through your phone mic.
Okay, I kid you not. I dropped my phone in water, and that's why I always talk like with a mic. But is it bad? Like, is the microphone bad?
No. If the other mic doesn't work, then this is preferable. Take it away. Why do you support Trump? And I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick.
Okay. So I'm like I said, I wouldn't say like I'm a full supporter of Trump. Of course, I mean, like he has some things that I disagree with. I feel like a lot of, you know what I mean, leaders in the United States.
Can I make a clarifying question? Like, if you could go back in time and either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
Kamala.
Okay. All right. Well, we are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates by support Donald Trump. All we're saying is that if you could go back in time, you would vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris. That is what we're looking for. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. If you're on the YouTube stream, make sure to like the stream. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It'll help get it out to more people. Let's get the next person up here real quick. How's everyone doing in Dean's Live, everyone? When Dean gets back, we should find some way of just like, everyone be really nice to Dean. Like everyone, you know, I remember one time in the past we were like really mean to Dean. We should like be all really nice to Dean. Like everyone when he gets back, be really, really nice to him.
Oh, be really nice to me?
Fuck! No! Damn it! No, you can't. How'd you already have the fucking headset on?
I'm sorry, the headphones were sitting off screen. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's okay. You can be mean to me. It just it fuels my the spite that keeps me going. Welcome in, MAGA guy. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Turn off that TV, please, or go into a different room, please.
Yeah, no, it's just my kids.
Oh,
they're watching TV.
You know what? Leave that TV on. Why do you support Trump?
Well, I still support a lot of what he's doing, and I've been watching the stream for a little bit, and really kind of like two questions. I was kind of like reading stuff while also listening to your stream. The 14th Amendment, from what I'm understanding about it, doesn't it, my dog now wants to come in, doesn't it not talk about immigrants? It talks about the slaves. Wasn't that the whole point of it?
It was one of the points. Yeah, that was one of the reunification amendments, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th, to like naturalize enslaved individuals or the children of enslaved individuals. That was definitely like the main intent. However, it shared like a secondary intent of also naturalizing the children of Chinese immigrants. And in fact, if you read the transcripts from the congressional debate on the 14th Amendment, like a Republican senator like raised the point that you're making, saying that, oh, it shouldn't apply to Chinese immigrants. It should only apply to enslaved individuals. And then like the majority were like, no, it also applies to Chinese immigrants. So half right. You're half right.
That was just something I was reading where I just saw someone talking about that, and I was, like I said, listening to live stream, so I was kind of curious about that. And then the tariffs.
Yeah. Go ahead. You said you like support the tariffs?
Tariffs have honestly confused me. I've been trying to learn more about them, but from what I understand, it can lead to a one-time increase in like consumer goods. But as far as I understand, it shouldn't increase inflation or cause inflation to rise.
It shouldn't cause inflation to rise. So inflation will likely go up specifically because of the tariffs. And that's because of the fact that it puts upward pressure on prices, because of the fact that the American consumer is going to be paying it because it's passed down from the American importer. So the American importer is originally paying the tariff to the American government. It's not like the foreign country that's paying it.
Okay. But like I said, wouldn't that just lead to like a one-time increase? Because yeah, the tariffs may increase the price of imported goods. So wouldn't that just lead to initially that price going up and then it wouldn't go up anymore, right?
Given that the tariffs are implemented, but the issue is that Donald Trump is imposing the tariff and then getting rid of it and then imposing it. So he's making there to be a lot of uncertainty in the market. Secondly, in terms of this, right, there's also lag in terms of inflation. So originally you might not see an increase in the price specifically because there are plenty of other reasons why they can keep the price down for a certain period of time. But in the long term, they have to increase the price. So like that's also another thing. Also, if they expect that the price will go back to normal because of the fact that the tariff won't be imposed for a long term, they might also continue to do that as well.
Okay, that was all I wanted to talk about, and my kids are now hungry for dinner, so I'm gonna go cook dinner. But always enjoy listening.
For
Have a
sure.
good one.
Appreciate you. Also, yes, everybody, I am snacking my ass off. I didn't have enough time to eat before it went live.
Yeah,
So,
chop.
Yeah, what the hell? Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because it directs people off platform. Holy.
Oh, that's rough.
Dean, what do you think about AUC voting against cutting U.S. aid to Israel?
Do you support Donald Trump?
What do you think about AUC voting U.S. aid to Israel?
Okay, they don't support Donald Trump.
Everyone, just give us a minute.
Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, yeah, I support Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
You know, I think there's some good things that he's been doing. We can talk about the tariffs. Tariffs are goes both ways. The reciprocal tariffs are being implied, but a lot of tariffs are put on the industry that could be made in the States. A lot of steel. There's a lot of steel factories that are closed. Were closed. There
are already steel tariffs that were in place under the Biden-Harris administration. Secondly, if you want to reference tariffs in general, you're referencing universal tariffs, which will cause an upward pressure on prices, right? And in the meantime, so far, the tariffs being
you
imposed.
interrupted me, so are we going to finish
Go ahead.
speaking? Biden and Harris did not implement those tariffs. Those tariffs were implemented in the first administration of Trump.
They kept them in place, correct?
Oh, so that was a good thing. So Trump,
yes, they were okay with the targeted tariffs.
those tariffs. Trump initiated those tariffs on steel, so that's a good thing. So we're going to carry that through the Biden administration, and still today, carrying that, Trump targets the Mexico tariffs for the auto industry, which over the years, decades, auto industries have moved out of the states to build cars in overseas, Mexico, at the lower cost. So importing those cars in are going to pay those tariffs and forces them to bring back those jobs back to the States, which we have seen. Toyota just announced a new factory down in southern Indiana. Honda
They were already
opened
en
up-
route to do that because they already have profitable industries just building in the United States.
We want to take away those things.
Am I able to make a response?
Let me speak. No, I haven't stopped yet, so I haven't asked you.
Yeah.
your
It's going to be
response.
5 minutes.
So you want to take away those things that are already in place. No, they weren't. They weren't in place already. So those are things that are happening. We want to blame Trump in 2020 for everything that happened after he left the administration, but we don't want to give praise for everything that's happened after when he takes administration in 2025. See how the condescending happens there, the contradiction? I'll let you speak now.
Okay, so there was already expansions planned by different auto companies, right, to build in America because they already have profitable buildings that were happening within America. That was going to happen prior under the Biden-Harris administration. So you have to look at when these deals were constructed, not specifically just like it being announced again under Trump, because Trump is just announcing things that were already going to happen prior. Secondly, if you want to reference tariffs in general, again, tariffs being imposed and then paused right after led to a 0.3% reduction in real GDP after several quarters of multiple percentage points growth, along with the same trend in terms of real median wages, it declining after several quarters of growth. Whereas we were expected to see multiple percentage points growth otherwise if the tariffs were never implemented in the very first place.
Are you done?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So the tariffs were just to start the conversation, to get Mexico to support a border, to a stronger presence in the border. We're deporting illegal, violent criminals. I won't say everything of his mass deportation has been good, but is there always good with everything that you do? No, there's bad, natural consequences of it. That's part of it. Everything has a bad side to it.
Okay, so you say there's a stronger presence at the border negotiated specifically with Mexico. That's actually not true. There's less troops that they've sent to the border comparative to what they had under Biden. So clearly the negotiation under Biden led to better conditions in terms of the amount of people that they're sending comparative to under the Trump administration. Secondly, they're deporting disproportionately less violent offenders, right, than they were under the Biden-Harris administration, as they specifically had a prioritization like Obama for particularly people who have committed violent offenses. Donald Trump disproportionately is going into communities and stripping people away from their communities who have not committed violent crimes or bad crimes at higher rates.
Yeah, because he just wants to deport every single undocumented immigrant in the country.
He does. I agree, and I think there could be some balance there. I think we will get to that part. But I think you have to create a mass wave to make change. I don't think there's been any change. We all know Obama has deported more than any president over this past, 12, 16 years?
Not true. Clinton deported more.
Okay, so Clinton, then Obama, so we think Trump is now so terrible for America, but he hasn't done near what Clinton
I think that there's
Trump,
big differences.
Biden did.
I think that there's big differences. Like the "but Obama" angle is something that I experience a lot. I don't get the "but Obama" angle because it just kind of like deflects away from the fact that our president is deporting any and all undocumented immigrants without due process and sending some to death camps in El Salvador. But the big differences are one that we've already pointed out. Obama focused on the removal of undocumented immigrants with prior violent offenses. Trump just wants to deport every undocumented immigrant, period. My evidence of Obama not wanting to do that would not only be his speeches, but also some of the work programs he created, like DACA. He literally created a work program for non-violent undocumented immigrants based. And then secondarily, Trump's been illegally deporting them, bro. Like ignoring federal judges telling him he can't deport some immigrants because he didn't give them due process, or illegally deporting Abrego Garcia, illegally black bagging college students and putting them in ICE detentions that are 1,000 miles away, even though a judge said you could only take them 45 miles away in the first 48 hours. You know what I mean? It's like there's really big differences here that are obviously going to cause significantly more social uprising. But like me and Parker would disagree with like the deportation of any undocumented immigrant without prior violent offenses, regardless of who's doing it.
Yeah, I agree with part of that. I don't agree with, saying that you can't just start deporting. You got to start deporting them.
Well, there's less people being deported with prior violent offenses now proportionate to Biden or Obama's presidency. So would you say that the Democrats have better immigration policy for the undocumented immigrants that are already in this country?
I wouldn't say they have better immigration policies
for the undocumented immigrants that are already in this country. Since
you want a target of just non-violent criminals versus illegal aliens at this time. That's what you want.
I'm confused on what you're saying. Earlier, you said that you disagree with mass deportation. You only agree with the removal of undocumented immigrants with prior violent offenses. Okay.
No, I didn't say I only support the removal of violent. What I'm saying is, I said I don't fully agree with him of this mass deportation.
Okay, so that means you disagree with it.
But I believe it has to start somewhere.
Okay, so then what are the parts of the operation that you disagree with?
What are the parts of the operation I disagree with?
Yeah.
I think, like you've said, there is a lot of non-violent people.
So you only agree with the deportation of individuals with prior violent offenses. Yeah, for sure, man. Take it away. My apologies.
There you go. Put the words in people's mouth. That's what you do a lot of times.
I know.
It's not black and white. It can be gray.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be either one.
Right.
But I believe the whole government in itself needs to come up with a plan. There's never been.
I want to know what you think.
Why are there so many undocumented illegal aliens just 6 months after the Biden administration?
That's a deflection.
If he had such a great...
Andy, stop deflecting. The question I asked you is what parts of Donald Trump's mass deportation do you disagree with?
Why are there so many illegal aliens?
We'll happily discuss that question after you answer the question I asked you that you're currently deflecting away from.
Okay, what was the question? I'll answer.
Don't call people aliens too, bro.
Well, illegal immigrants. There we go.
Undocumented immigrants, preferably.
Well, they're illegal immigrants. You can call them undocumented. They are illegal.
God. Okay. Listen, Andy. We shouldn't call humans illegal. I see, like Parker. I like giving up on like correcting people's speed, like calling undocumented immigrants illegal, just because like they don't give a fuck, and then they'll make that the purpose of the debate to run away from anything about substance, related to like why the policy is bad. Like they just want to be hateful to be hateful. Like we shouldn't use terms that are dehumanizing, man. Like let's not call people illegal, but. The question that I asked you was, what parts of Donald Trump's mass deportation do you disagree with?
There's parts of it. There's only parts of it.
So what are the parts that you disagree with?
So I'm not going to I'm not going to let you pinpoint me in a specific part of it.
Why not?
See, that's what you like to do.
You're not going to let me ask you.
You like to pinpoint. That's okay.
Right. I do like to get specifics.
You like to pinpoint.
Yes, I do. I do like to get nuanced.
You like
specifics.
to pinpoint.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, Andy. Great observation. You're right.
So I can say is I think there's a better way to do it. So has any president done it?
What's wrong with the way Trump's doing it? Please tell us. Please.
What's wrong with the way Trump's doing it?
Yeah, be specific. What do you disagree with?
Well, because like you said, there are some families that are getting torn apart. There's some that are getting separated.
So you disagree with the removal of undocumented immigrants? Anything. You disagree with the removal of undocumented immigrants with family?
I disagree with the policy that they're putting in there, just to mass deport.
Dude, this guy is not specific, man.
Oh my God. Dude,
yeah, there you go. I don't get specific. I don't have to be specific.
Because you don't think specific. You think in like broad, sweeping.
You want
No. You think in like broad, sweeping, baseless claims that you heard on the TV. That's like kind of why we do these lives, Andy, is to get you to think specific, to get you to turn on the rational faculties of your brain. Okay. Because, like, we should all think in a very specific, nuanced ways. We shouldn't think in very broad, ignorant, broad, sweeping ways. It's bad. By the way, Parker, we should do a restart. Because the appeal came back not approved. Every, like, moment, we just lose more people. And I'm not too far into the stream, so it's, like, worth a restart.
Valid.
Yeah. Real quick while Andy's on mute. Dude. Josh, thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the $50 donation over on Venmo, Josh. I really appreciate you so much for the kindness. Josh, I read your message there. I'll keep it to myself. But dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the love. Can we quickly get 500 Josh W's down below in the chat for the $50 donation? Dude, that is seriously so kind of you. And also, yes, it does. You are all good. You are all good, Josh. Show some love to Josh down below, as well as Ryan Reynolds, thank you so much for the $30 over on Venmo. Let's get 300 Ryan Reynolds W's. What a name. They say, my name is Ryan Reynolds, lady version, and I'm a veteran and served for 6 years. I admire your educational talks and would love to sometime come on and ask the active duty service members and veterans why they support Trump and give valid points. Anyway, big dog, you're the best. Big love. Dude, Ryan, I mean, we're always looking for more people to come up here every so often as it relates to, their special interests in politics. I don't doubt that you, as well as a lot of other true patriotic veterans, have a lot of questions for those service members that still support Trump. Thank you for the message, and once again, thank you for the $30 donation. Show some love to Ryan and Josh down below in that comment section, as well as Madeline 10 minutes ago with the $25 over on Venmo. Madeline says, love listening to the debates and knowing that young people care. Thank you so much for the love, Madeline. Dude, let's get 250 Madeline W's, 300 Ryan W's, and 500 Josh W's. I appreciate y'all so much for your kindness and your generosity. I'd also like to quickly thank Hayes with the $2 over on PayPal. Jake with the $1. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm not sure that your name is Jake. That's just what it is on PayPal. I read your message. Thank you so much. And I do apologize if that is your dead name. Jeffrey, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal, saying for being fierce and informed. Actually, I already thanked Jeffrey. Forgot about that. And yeah, we are all caught up. Okay. Well, for everybody watching, unfortunately, me and Parker down here have to quickly restart the live stream because we got a restriction from TikTok. It is like such an L. Like, I don't want to have to restart. Unfortunately, it's just something that we have to do. So Parker, I assume that you're going to be right back, right?
Yeah, I'll be right back, everyone. I'm staying on YouTube, everyone. Just making sure everyone knows who's on the YouTube stream. I'm staying on YouTube, but we'll be right back here on TikTok because we have to in order to be able to get algorithm. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, everybody, they restricted the live, so it basically is A, like restricted to like a lot of TikTok users, and B, just won't push out anymore. Like the restriction was false. I don't know why they gave us that restriction. It is what it is. So for the 8,000 people in here, I'm going to tell you how to come back because I want every single one of y'all to come back. Hit that follow button at the bare minimum, so at least you'll get the notification when I go live again. But if you want to ensure that you come right back into the stream, because seriously, the restart's going to take like 10 seconds, just click on my profile picture, go to my account, count to 10, then refresh. I will be right back, everybody. Honestly, if we could get at least like 4,000 of y'all to come back, that'd be great. I know at the end of the day, there's a lot of y'all that won't come back. For those of you guys that don't plan to come back when I restart, ask yourself why. I mean, like, you're already here. You've obviously been enjoying the stream, so might as well come back. I understand it's a little bit of work, but you should do it. Just seriously, you should do it. Click on my